quick. 1,572 events occurred. Since our trip, I consumed 103%. I don't know if that's an EV car. I'm still far away and I can still view the cameras anywhere I am. So if you guys are ever trying to go anywhere and you want to leave your Tesla parked for an extended period of time, like for instance at the airport, one of the things you want to make sure is you want to make sure some of the things are enabled for safety as well as to decrease the risk of battery degradation. Now Tesla has done a great job updating the Tesla app to make sure you could do everything through the app on the fly, wherever you are, 100, 200, million miles away, no problem. However, today I'm in Stormbreaker because we're gonna be taking this bad boy, I think we're gonna be taking this bad boy to Singapore, to Los Angeles International Airport. And apparently LA is trying to go green and have more charging options while you're leaving your car parked at the airport. Now I took a look at the third-party parking structures like Quick Park and all that stuff, and it is a lot cheaper. However, they don't have any sort of charging options, and especially for us, we're gonna be gone for over 2 weeks and my Tesla is just gonna be sitting there. So I need to make sure my car doesn't die, number one, and number two, I need to make sure we have enough juice when we come back so I don't have to worry about finding a place to charge when we get home and drive back home. Now, at first I thought LAX would have like J1772 level 2 charging, like ChargePoint or EVgo or those third-party chargers. However, they use a special one. It's called Powerflex. Now you have to download the app in order to use Powerflex. So aside from needing the J1772 adapter, you're gonna have to create a Powerflex account. Then it's gonna have a barcode at the station. I'm going to show you guys that when we get there, and you have to scan that barcode to initiate charging. And I was able to reserve a parking spot in advance online on the LAX website. So I was able to do that, and then that should be easy, good to go, no problem. But I want to make sure I enable certain settings because especially LA, SFO, there's been so many break-ins and stuff. So first off, I don't have anything valuable in the car. And secondly, I want to make sure I enable certain settings. So if someone was able to get into the car and they're able to access the menu for some reason or something like that, I want to make sure they have no way of knowing where I live and no way of even starting the car. So already one thing I could do right now, and I could do it on the app. Pretty much everything you can do on the app, it's super easy to do. But I don't want someone to just navigate to where I live at home. And you can technically delete the home address here. However, one easy thing is to just set it to valet mode. Now don't do this now because it does limit the speed and all that stuff. But once you get to the LAX parking lot, you want to set it to valet mode. Again, I'll probably forget and I could just easily do it through the app. Once you set it to valet mode, you can create a PIN. But now that it's on valet mode, now I can no longer set a destination because I can't access that. Also have the inability to open the frunk. The speed limit is limited as well, and you're limited to certain stuff. Now we're gonna go into the settings real quick, and I wanna go under safety. Now you should have had this enabled if you watched my beginner's guide video. But there's a couple stuff you want to make sure you have on. Of course, Sentry mode, you have it on. Make sure you have View Live Camera via mobile app to on. This allows you to view the cameras on your car to see what's going on 24/7 regardless of where you are. So it's perfect. Make sure dash cam is on auto. I recommend auto so it has all that. Sometimes your USB drive might be corrupt, so make sure there isn't something that says unable to record, all that stuff. You can bring up all the footage here as well to make sure. And another thing you should enable is pin to drive. Pin to drive makes it so even if someone has your key, they cannot start the car and drive off unless they input that special code. So unless you have the newest updated app and the newest updated software, you cannot do this on your phone. With the new update, you can add pin to drive on your phone through the app. However, for me, I'm on FSD beta, so I'm on a different software version, so I can't do that. Oh yeah, another thing, make sure you have your glove box pin enabled as well for added security, so nobody can just open your glove box. I saw on the news that people, when they try to break into a car, they don't just steal like money and items. They also try to steal your registration information so they know where you live in case they ever wanted to rob you again in the future, which is super scary. So aside from all that stuff, you want to make sure you have all your emergency supplies just in case. What happens if I run over a nail? I didn't realize it at LAX, so I have a flat tire when I come back. If I have my tire plug kit, my tire inflator, I'm good to go. So aside from your J1772 adapter, you want to make sure you have things like your J1772 Lock, so someone can't just take it from you and charge their car. And you want to make sure you have your Tesla jack pads, tire sealant, just in case as an emergency. Other than that, I mean, I would just recommend putting your heat shield sunshade up for added privacy. It helps if your window's tinted so nobody can just look inside. So now that's done, we're gonna go ahead and see how the process is when we actually get there. So before we take off on our trip, I wanna make sure we can fit all of our 6 luggages in the Model X. And just to see, if we can take the Model Y, that'd be great because it's smaller and just easier to drive. So it'd be cool, we'll see. We'll see if all the 6 luggages and 3 adults can fit comfortably in the Model Y. Look, we have this entire area right here. It kind of fits. So it definitely helps. See, you see this here? Okay, so because that's the problem, I think I know what the solution is gonna be. Because I know it's for sure not gonna close. Let me show you guys. Not gonna close, this is gonna hit this. What? Holy! It closed! So while I am super happy that we are taking the Tesla Model Y, one thing I realized is that our car is over 50,000 miles and is over 3 years old, which is usually the time when the 12-volt battery dies. However, with Teslas, they usually tell you when it's about to die on the screen. I haven't gotten any notification. I am a little worried that leaving our Sentry mode on for that long will drain the 12-volt battery. But again, I didn't want to take any chances. So I have my jump starter kit here. We're gonna bring it, we're gonna carry it on. This is legal to carry on. You have to carry it on, you cannot put it in your luggage. That way when we arrive back to LAX, just in case my Tesla does die, I have the jump starter, I could jump start it so we could get into the car, and that way hopefully we can drive and start the car. Because that's the last thing you want to do when you come back from a 16-hour flight, have to wait for a tow truck company because your battery died. So hopefully that happens. I'll keep you guys updated and let you know. Made it. Guys, scan the barcode now. Ooh. Now we're gonna find out where the EV parking is. Oh, it's over there. So I see some over there already, real close by. Let's see if we can go over there. Oh, look at that color. That's the color that I wanted to get. I don't know if that's an EV car. Let's do it. Let's park here. Wow, very safe. I could have brought the X here, no problem. Right now it's 3:30 in the morning, made it to LAX. Now a lot of people want to know the cost, right? So it's not the cheapest, but if you're here for a few days and you want to make sure your car is charged, I feel like it's a great alternative. For us, it's around 800 bucks for, I think it's like 15 days parking. So overall not bad. It's a gated parking structure, so it's safe. There's cameras everywhere, I hope. There should be cameras. But overall, it's super nice on this section. So if you guys are staying here for just a few days, you don't need to buy special EV charging parking, because as long as you turn off Sentry mode, you only lose about 1 to 2% a day. All you have to do is just press this button. Sentry mode's off. And if you wanted to make sure, you can make sure cabin overheat protection is off. That way it doesn't drain battery. Now that we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on some of the safety features. So I'm gonna turn on pin to drive. Also, you want to make sure you turn on valet mode, and that you can do all through the app too, so I'll turn it on later. Alright, so we got our J1772 adapter, we got the charging lock so no one could just steal it from our area. Let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in. Okay, so we got that, we're going to plug this in. This goes over, so it'll look just like this. So now we have to make sure that we take a photo of this QR code, because this QR code is what's going to help us charge later on. Okay, so what? It's already charging. So if we were to pop open our phone, I downloaded the Powerflex app is what you need. You need to have your own account as well. And also you have to add funds before. So I already added $10 right there. So you could scan the QR code or manually enter it. So I tested it. So once you do that, it communicates. It says there's insufficient funds. So I only have $10. And the energy request, you can change, edit all that. So for instance, I said I want a 50 kilowatt per hour. And then it says it's 151 miles equivalent to. That'll cost $24. So what sucks about this thing is not like it pays for however much you use. You have to auto refill it. So it says I need $24 in here. It says I'm charging still at 2 kilowatts, but I don't know if that's actually charging or if it's just like a trickle charge. And the daily price is 45 cents per kilowatt hour, which is insanely expensive. Now if you look at LAX real quick, There's chargers everywhere. So, I mean, there's chargers all around LAX, so it's not a big deal. Like this one is a 150 kilowatt and the charge rate is 22 cents, 38 cents, wow, 59 cents per kilowatt hour. So actually these prices aren't that bad. Because we're in a parking structure throughout the entire day, every day Sentry mode is going to be constantly going off, draining the battery, which is why it's super important to make sure I have enough charge. So what I can do is I can actually just do this all remotely. So as long as I set my charge limit higher, once I'm in Singapore or wherever I am, if I notice that the car is getting a little bit low, I can just go into the Powerflex app and then enable it so that it can start charging by itself. So I'm gonna try just putting I just wanna put 1 mile in and let's see what happens. All right, so just gonna enter the QR code or I could scan it. So I'm gonna say I want 1 mile. Okay, so it's gonna cost $2.15 for 1 mile. So we accepted. Communicating. We're having problems communicating with this charging station. Charging speed has been reduced. Ooh, good thing I checked. So this one doesn't even work. So I think we're gonna have to move actually. Luckily there was another one right next to it. So we're gonna try this one and see if it works. Hoping this one works. Maybe that's why no one's parked here. Now charging. Okay, so now it says it's working. So if you guys ever come here, put $1 in, put 1 mile under your charging preferences, check to make sure it actually works, because the one next to it didn't work. And yes, it works. We're getting 4 kilowatt hours, which is nice. So what I can also do is I can stop the charging on the Tesla app. So I stopped the charging. Because I did that, I suspended the charging on Powerflex. So now it's kind of hovering in this zone right here. So then I could simply just resume charging when I want to, if I need it right on the app. I think we're finally good. We figured it out. So again, make sure you test out the charger first, number 1. Number 2, make sure you take a photo of your QR code. It's okay to press stop charging on the Tesla app because it allows you to resume charging no matter what. And number 4, it does take a little bit of time for it to kind of restart, so keep that in mind. But we're done here. Looks like we're good to go. I got Valley mode on, Pin to Drive is on. I'm good to go. Now we're gonna go ahead and make our way to Terminal 7 and begin the journey. See you guys later. So you can see the cameras on the app, no problem. Everything looks good. I can flash the lights, honk the horn. I'm just like, what, 5,000, 10,000 miles away? And right now, I can just see Daddy chill right there. I'm still far away and I can still view the cameras anywhere I am. I can remote start the car, turn on the climate, see what's going on, see if anybody parked next to me. Even if I'm literally across the world. Like look, I'm here. That's where the Tesla is. Now I do want to say our Tesla Model Y Daddy Chill has been parked in LAX for like 5 days, okay? And LAX, where I parked, that's like the main area. So literally constant motion 24/7. So I'm very curious to see how many events I have on my Sentry mode when I get to the Tesla. So at 12:20 a.m. yesterday, my car had 77% battery. And now it's over 12 hours. It is 6:30 a.m. and currently my car is at 67%. 10% battery in a day. That is a lot. Cabin overheat protection wasn't on at all. It's literally just Sentry mode. So you could see how much battery drain you get from Sentry mode being on. All right, so I feel like my battery's getting a little bit low on the Tesla Model Y. I'm at 59%. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna go to the Powerflex app. I'm at the view sessions, it says charging complete, but I wanna add more, right? So I have $25, I believe, in there. I'm gonna go ahead, 100. And again, I can always modify this on my own. So right now it says 50 at 100, session progress. It takes a little bit of time. Last time it did take a quick second for it to load up. When I go to the Tesla app, it's finally saying that it is charging, which is a good thing. Like I said before, make sure you take a photo of your Powerflex charging station, just in case, because this is the QR code you need right here. The only time you have to re-input everything is if you click need help and then end the session. But right now it is charging, 20 amps, looks good. So I was at the gym working out, having a good old time, when I checked my phone and it said this. And that is like the biggest fear I had when I'm millions of miles away from my car, that the alarm would go off, like someone's trying to break in. Because again, it is LA, even though it does have like a little gate thing, people can walk in no problem. So I did some research. I found out the Sentry mode can be triggered very easily if there's a heavy car, and we are in a parking garage, so you know how it bounces up and down. And if it does that too much, it can be triggered. If someone was walking and talking to someone and bumped it on accident and bumped it heavily, that can trigger it. So there's so many factors. There's also apparently this glitch where if you turn on the climate control, it can trigger it as well. And I know that I accidentally turned on the climate control while I was at the gym, so that is possible that that was triggering it too. Again, I do have the Sentry mode footage saved on the hard drive, which will help. But it definitely ruined my workout, but it is nice to know that it is there. So this is our last day in Singapore, unfortunately, and I'm actually kind of happy. I'm getting homesick and I miss my dog so much. I can lose maybe like 15, even sometimes 20% battery in one day based on how many Sentry mode events there are. So right now I'm on a current charge session, and I've been on this current charge session for about 3, 4, 5 days now. And what happens is I set my Tesla to a certain percentage. Now that we are going to be using the Tesla again, I'm currently charging it again back up to 80%. So that is the way you do charge your car at the Los Angeles International Airport or any place that uses Powerflex. Just got back. The car is fine. No damage, so it was a glitch. A quick 1,572 events occurred. Since our trip, I consumed 103%. So I haven't driven the Tesla Model X in 2 weeks. I only consumed 3.7% with all the settings off. So that just shows you how little the car takes. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.